You want me to explain Econ to you? I'd love that. Okay, god damn it, fine. So, Econ. This is beginner's Econ guide in 5 minutes. I'll explain this very quickly, okay? So, there's 2 different types of starts you get per game. You either get A, which is what's called a... I guess you could just say it's a 3-item start. This is like standard. This is what you'll get like 60% of games. And then there's B, which is like 2 items. Sometimes 1 if you get orc dogged. Basically means you get fucked. But this is what's called an Econ start. But this is 2 items plus like a lot of gold. So basically, you have 2 options here. If you have this option, you have to ask yourself, okay, is my board strong or is it weak? Streaking is your ultimate goal. You want to either win streak or lose streak. Strong means you play aggressive, which means you're not really saving your money. You're just trying to like make sure your board stays strong. And if it's weak, you're basically just like, okay, make Econ whenever possible. Trying to lose as little HP as you can, right? So you make the strongest board you can that'll still lose. Does that make sense? If you get this one, this B start, this 2-item plus the Econ start, right? Just open board, Google Gaga brain. Just sell your fucking board. Make 50 gold as soon as possible. The only time you don't open your board and just doo-doo brain this shit is when your board is actually still strong. It's still strong that you can think about, okay, maybe I can still play strong and aggressive, but it's super unlikely. If you get an Econ start, it's very likely that you just won't be able to play a strong opener. So then the general rule of thumb is 2-3, you want to have 10 gold at least. By 2-5, you want to have 20. Here's where it gets tricky, because sometimes you'll have more, sometimes you'll have less, right? This is like the base standard. If you don't have at least this much, your game's basically fucked. Now it's about leveling. So the standard leveling right now is at stage 3-2, you go level 6. Stage either 3-5 or 4-1, you want to be level 7. 4-1's late. If you're not level 7 by 4-1, you're kind of fucked. And then depending on how the game is going, 4-2, 4-5, or 5-1, you're looking at level 8. And then level 9 is usually 6-1, 6-5. I mean, the game's basically over at that point. 7-1. This is... I don't really think you'll ever really level 7-1. I think it's like 6-1 or 6-5. This is like your basic standard leveling. By like this stage, you should be that level. There are obviously exceptions, but like make sure you manage your resource economy properly throughout the early game so that you hit these 2 benchmarks. And then you can play for these levels. So people will meme a lot about pushing level 7 and rolling for dragons at 15%. What that means is basically at level 6, your odds of hitting a dragon is 5%, which is low as shit. If you're level 6 and you're trying to expect to hit a dragon, you should literally just like buy a lottery ticket or just go to sleep because you're fucking delusional. Level 7 is 15%. It's really dog shit odds, but somehow high enough that you're actually kind of likely to hit. This is what we call at Mort Dog fixed game. The standard sort of play, you'll see, I do this a lot too, and you'll see like most like higher players do, is they will at 3-5, ideally 3-5 is kind of like when you want to hit level 7. It's really nice in like most situations because a lot of people will hit level 7 at 4-1. You're looking for 3-5. At 3-5, this is like the golden, this is like you really want to be level 7 3-5. And then you just roll till probably about 20. In general, your gold should really never hit sub 20. Sub 20 gold equals bad. It's only in sort of desperate situations where you should roll sub 20. Obviously, like sometimes if you hit level 7 at 3-5 and you only have like 30 gold, you'll probably dip below 20, right? But if you're rolling a level 7 with bad econ, chances are you're probably really fucking weak. Your HP is bad and you really need to spike your board ASAP. Let's say you level 7 3-5 and then you're sub 10 gold. You're not getting back in the game. Your board will spike, and unless you giga high rolled on that roll, that's the only way you can justify your gold being so low. Otherwise, you're gonna take forever to recover. And then if you hit level 7 3-5, you hit like an okay board and your econ's like what, like negative, like let's say your econ's at like 7 gold. You're not hitting level 8 until like 4-5 or worst case scenario 5-1. And then if that's the case, like the game's over because now you've lost too much HP at the early game when you sacked. And then by the time you're 5-1 and your board's kind of getting back up, everyone's board is already like above yours. You want to play with what's called like the pace of the lobby, where basically like you're just trying to keep your board about the same level as everybody else in the game, roughly speaking. If you're sacking your board and opening, like you'll see me sometimes open my fucking board. And if you're doing that, it's because you're loose streaking, hard econing, because you're just like, my board is dog shit. I am just praying for a level 7 roll or I'm going 6th place. Also in general, this is to the one guy who was like, oh, like I can't climb my MMR doo-doo. To that one guy, just don't go 8th. I'm not even kidding. This is what separates the best players and like hard stuck diamond players and like everybody else, to be completely honest. You should really never just go 8th. The reason why is because if you know you're not playing for top 4, There are games where, like, that last game, for example, I was fucked. I was praying for a 6th place, right? You being able to salvage an 8th to turn that into a 6th place is a really important skill. You need to be able to identify, like, this game is fucked. I am not winning a top 4. Can I make it to top 6? And then you need to, like, sort of spike your board when you think is correct relative to the lobby and try to make sure you just don't go 8th. Going 8th is really bad. This is how you fuck your MMR. This is MMR hell. Where every time you go 8th, you should just treat, like, going 8th as, like, it's, like, the worst thing in the world.